Konnichiwa.
Right on schedule.
That's not Headhunter. That's what's incredible about that. No Headhunter. The reanimated global event. In case you've been off planet for the past week, activating this game mode in your season menu turns Washington, D.C. into zombie land.
There are three things I love in this world. Kylie Minogue,
Headshotting zombies,
and twins. Parties that never end. And twins.
Banditos, here's the build. I know it looks crazy, but it absolutely works. You need to run this build right now. Now, it starts with the Regulus pistol. Now, the Regulus pistol has a very unique talent called Regicide, which headshot kills create an explosion, dealing 400% weapon damage and applying bleed to all enemies. So if you don't have the Regulus, don't worry. This build still works without it, but that explosion and killing multiple enemies at the same time is definitely a plus. But your alternatives are the Liberty and the D50, and I'm going to show you with gameplay footage with those weapons as well, and they both work beautifully, so don't worry if you don't have the Regulus. The way this is set up, you will be easily headshot killing heroic elites with at least 4 directives on. That's right, we're running 4 directives on this build, including Ragers, which makes the enemies even tankier than they already are, and we're still headshot killing these guys with ease. Okay, so the mechanics of the build are to riot foam the enemy, kill that enemy with the headshot damage, and then use the Eclipse Protocol set indirect transmission to spread that riot foam to all the other enemies, and you just go around and popping them all in the heads while they're stuck in the splooge. We tried many different variations of this build, including the Vile Mask and Demolitionist, but the setup that gave us the biggest return is this one, and that's because we needed the extra skill tier so that we have more riot foam canisters, because running out of riot foam weakens the build's effectiveness. So Technician for the extra skill tier, and the Memento backpack. So it's awfully tempting to run the Eclipse Protocol backpack, and you absolutely can. You can run this backpack. It gives you 30% amplified damage to enemies that are under riot foam. The problem is that there's a good chance you're gonna run out of riot foam 1 or 2 times during a control point clear because there's just so many enemies. So the Memento gives you that extra skill tier, which is giving you more riot foam, but more importantly, it's giving you that 30% skill efficiency when you got full 30 stacks, which is giving you more skill haste, right? Which is amazing. And so not only is that happening, but you're also picking up fresh trophies, which are giving you big spikes of 30% skill efficiency, which is 30% skill haste spikes. So this is a very important backpack to ensuring that you never run out of riot foam. Now, it's still possible, but this makes it very hard to run out of riot foam. And it's also giving you bonus armor, 3% armor regen, which is happening behind that shield, and even more weapon damage, right? So, which is helping us get those headshot kills. Punch Drunk Mask, okay? So that gives us 20% pistol damage. That's your primary weapon, the pistol. You're not gonna be using anything else, just the pistol. And that's weapon damage, headshot damage, weapon handling, and more headshot damage. And to make this build even more perfect, I'd swap out that weapon handling for status effects. I just don't have this mask with status effects. Banditos, this SVD build is perfectly tailored for this powered up global event. I made it in the build lab on Twitch, where all my builds are made and tested live with the community in unedited gameplay. Shout out to all the Banditos and Tuxes Players Club for supporting the channel and the Division 2 community in all the ways that you do. To say thank you, I create extra builds like this one for Tuxes Players Club as member perks. If you're not part of Tuxes Players Club, it's time you join this strong, positive community. Link here in the corner and in the description area below. So the chest ended up being real important, and I am so surprised this build works. It's absolutely amazing with the chest piece. So we're running Eclipse Protocol, which is giving status effects, skill, haste, has pro, and 4 pieces, which is indirect transmission. So status effects now spread on kill. Now the chest piece is important because it widens that range to 15 meters. So that's absolutely huge. Now again, we tried this with Creeping Death, and Creeping Death just wasn't doing the job. So that's what made us go over to Eclipse and run a hybrid Eclipse build, and it absolutely absolutely works, but the chest piece was vital. So you know, I did run this with the D&H chest with Headhunter, and that does allow you to one-shot kill more consistently, but because of all the perks coming out of the event, you don't really need it, what we found out. So as long as you have the Memento and lots of red cores, you'll be killing enemies with ease. One shot some of them, two shots others, not a big deal. So we got weapon damage, status effects, and headshot damage. Now everything's basically gonna look the same. So weapon damage and status effects on the holster, the knees are the same, and of course the gloves. Yeah, everything's the same. And now if we look at the stats, we're basically just focusing on the headshot damage. As you can see, we have 180% headshot damage on the Regulus. Reload. Don't do it. Got her. Woo! That was fucking close. So yes, I will be perfecting this build. I think it's an absolute blast. It's very quirky, very fun, highly effective, easy to use. I think this might be the build I'm gonna be running for the rest of the week for this event. Have fun, use this, don't pass this one by.
Follow me.